Hello, welcome back to the podcast. This is episode 54. And in this episode, I want to help you to understand what some of the signs or signals or symptoms in your business might be that indicate in all the right ways that it might be time to start investing in your business. So let's go ahead and just dive straight into these 5 things. The first one is really commonplace for wellness experts, health practitioners like yourself. And that is, this recognition within yourself that you have spent considerable emotional energy, time, and also financial resources investing in your qualifications. So you're at a point where you are either nearly qualified and therefore nearly ready to go out into the world and serve clients and help people to transform their health or well-being in some way, or perhaps you have already established yourself in one or multiple qualifications and you are therefore already qualified as a practitioner or as an expert in a specific space within health. And you are starting to wonder or query within yourself whether you need to get more qualifications. Okay, so this happens a lot. This comes up a lot for clients that I work with people that I speak to via my various communication platforms. I'm wondering whether I need to get another qualification. I'm wondering whether the reason that I'm not getting clients or the reason that I'm not growing or the reason that I don't feel ready, that's probably the most prominent one, waiting to feel ready, whether that could be resolved by simply getting more qualified. And whilst I want to first and foremost applaud this mentality, because fundamentally it is your credibility and your qualifications that will help you to stand out in the wellness industry. With that in mind, although it is a positive attribute, it is a positive characteristic, this lifelong, insatiable hunger for more knowledge and quest for more learning and a commitment to professional development, that is a positive quality in itself, in and of itself. It can also be a form of or some type of self-sabotage. And what I mean by this is that it's important for you to check in and really ask yourself whether now is the right time for you to continue to qualify in other aspects of your expertise, or whether it is time to invest in the skills and knowledge that will give you a return on the investments that you have already made. So this term that we use in business, it's also used in investing. And it's an acronym known as ROI. And if you haven't heard that acronym before, quite simply, it's an acronym for return on investment. And every time you make an investment in your life, whether that be in wealth creation, in learning and development, in outsourcing some aspect of your business, in working with a coach or strategist in your business, you need to be looking for an ROI, a return on that investment. And if you're ignoring the need for that, then it's not really an investment, is it? It's just a cost. It's just an expense in your business. And what I don't want for you is for you to be considering your qualifications as a cost. What I want for you to recognize them as is an investment that requires a return. And the best way to get a return on that investment is to start thinking about your business, the framework, the business model, the commercial model, the way in which you are going to turn that investment in your skills into a return. And that return will ultimately be money earned from working with clients, money earned by doing this work, getting out of the need for more development right now and focusing your energy instead on getting the return, getting the clients. And that is a sure sign that your next investment probably should be or would benefit greatly from being in your business, in your skills and toolkit that will ensure that return. So learning how to sell, learning how to market. And that doesn't necessarily mean getting a coach. That doesn't necessarily mean buying a program, although those things are very good. It might be focusing your time and energy on podcasts that speak about getting clients or building revenue streams or understanding marketing principles. So this episode isn't so much about spending more money on yourself, although it could be. And I would argue that it's a faster way to get momentum in terms of learning those business skills. It might also be investing time and energy, because those are investments as well. They're precious commodities. Investing your time and energy in learning these principles can start with books, podcasts, online resources, free resources, and making sure you're actually implementing those things as well. If you're struggling to implement those things, then it might be time to invest so that you get some more accountability, people who pay attention, and all that jazz. So the second sign or symptom that it might be time to invest in yourself will become clear when you check in with your emotions around business, when you check in with your beliefs around business and where you're at right now. So when you think about what's stopping you from getting clients, from making a greater impact, from transforming more lives, sometimes in asking that question, it becomes obvious more quickly and more easily what those blocks are or what those beliefs are about your current knowledge pool or your current expertise or your current abilities or capacity that are actually getting in your way. So things like that little voice in your head that says, I don't feel confident to be selling my service, or I don't feel confident that I know what I should be focusing on. Should I be focusing on building my website? Should I be focusing on growing my Instagram following? Should I be focused on launching a podcast? Should I be writing a book? Should I be on YouTube? If these questions are coming up and the answer in your mind is, I don't feel confident that I know the answer to this question, then that is a sure sign that it's time to invest in your business. It's time to invest in your ability to master business concepts and business strategies. Or, when you check in with yourself and your emotions around business, it might be that there's a confusion or a state of confusion attached to these concepts. So, when I'm talking in this podcast about sales strategies or marketing funnels or client acquisition, does your brain start to go into a state of confusion and overwhelm? In which case, I want you to rewind back to the very first time that you started to explore your current area of expertise, be that nutrition or be that, sound healing, be that high performance strategies. At the time that you started to build that knowledge base, those concepts would also have sounded quite new, quite overwhelming, and perhaps on some level confusing as well. So it's recognizing that this is just a new set of skills that your brain is coming to terms with, that come with a story that, maybe you're not business minded. And I hear that one a lot. Well, Lauren, I'm just not business minded. I'm just not entrepreneurial. I'm just not good with numbers. This is what I mean by checking in with your emotions and your beliefs and feelings about business. None of this comes naturally, Lauren. I don't feel like content and sharing content and being visible is a natural thing for me. I'm naturally very introverted. And all of those things may well be true, but your job at this point is to decide what you're going to do with that information that your conscious brain is telling you. Are you going to empower yourself with skills that evolve those stories into something more useful, more fruitful, that help you to have the impact that you desire? Because the gap between confusion and overwhelm and success and impact and transformation of hundreds, thousands, millions of lives is simply competence in business. And confidence in business comes through that competence. And competence comes through taking action and knowing that those first few steps of action, those first few moments of foraying into the world of business mastery and business strategy and understanding, what do I need to do next? Getting to a place where you know what you need to do next, having a clear strategy, not just talking about needing to have a new strategy, will ultimately fill that gap and get you to where you want to go. Now, the third sign or symptom that it's time to start investing in your business is a slightly different one. And it's that perhaps there's a feeling through all of the content that you're consuming that you're doing everything right, and that perhaps it's just a subconscious mindset block. Okay. So everybody keeps telling you, it's a mindset issue. It's your head or your beliefs that are getting in the way. And this sort of sounds like a bit of a contradiction to what I've just said, but bear with me. Because what this is really about is recognizing that it's not one or the other, it's both. It's not just mindset or just strategy, it's both. Your job as an entrepreneur is to move through the beliefs and reshape the beliefs that are holding you back, like I'm not confident, or I don't naturally understand business, or I'm not good with numbers, and actually learn the strategies that will make sure you're good at those things. So it's not one or the other or both. When everyone keeps telling you it's a mindset issue, it's also a strategy issue. We are going on this journey of mastery, mastering your own mindset, mastering business strategy. It's both. And that is, again, a clear sign that it's time to invest in your business, invest in your mindset around your business, invest in strategies and understanding the strategies that are going to actually help you build your business, so that if you sit down in the morning to focus on building your business, you know exactly what you need to be doing. And if there is a question mark over that, if the days pass by and you feel unfruitful, you feel unproductive, you feel yourself slipping into procrastination, or you feel that what you are doing is just not getting you traction, is not getting you clients, is not propelling you forward in your business, then it's a sure sign that it's time to get some help. It is time to, in the same way that you are asking your clients to invest in themselves with guidance and support, to get that guidance and support for you, to invest in you, and not to fall back into the old pattern of thinking that you just need one more qualification, or you just need one more diploma or one more certification, and you will be able to position yourself as a wellness expert. Okay. So number 4, another sure sign that it's time to invest in yourself, that you have an inner knowing that you are meant to be creating more, having more impact, that you're meant to have more, right? If you feel an inner frustration that you are meant to be reaching more people and you're not, you're meant to be making more money and you're not, you're meant to be transforming more lives and you're not, you're meant to be speaking on stages that you're not, you're meant to be in collaborations with brands that you're not, that you're meant to be launching programs that you're not, it's time to get in the arena, as Brene Brown says, right? Get in the arena, stop treating your business like a hobby and start treating it like a serious endeavor that is going to create a legacy for your life. Oh, I know it's a big one, right? But that inner knowing, that inner voice is a signal that it's time to get some support. I've recently been struggling with getting momentum and motivation back with regard to my fitness. And it's crazy because there are so many free YouTube videos. There are so many really affordable apps that allow you to do it from home. I am in a world of experts around me who provide so much free content. I consider myself to be a relatively disciplined person, and for whatever reason, I just couldn't get momentum. So what did I recognize and notice about myself in that moment? It was a lack of accountability. It was nobody checking in on me. And it was the fact that I didn't feel frustrated enough to take the action on my own. And I knew that I needed some support to take that action in a framework of accountability and support. And so I made the decision to invest in a PT just for one session a week, because I know and I recognize within myself that when I pay for accountability and when someone is going to show up at my door and when I know that they're coming and when I've got no excuses, then I know that I will get forward momentum. I also know that that one investment will create a return for me in other areas of my life. Because when I have someone checking in on me once a week, I know that I want to be able to answer that question that he asks on a Tuesday morning. Lauren, what have you been doing this week? What other exercise or movement have you been doing? I know that I will want to answer that question with substance. So I know that investing in accountability in one aspect of my life is going to create a ripple effect in other areas of my life. And I know that because there's an inner knowing that I should be able to do this, but I also recognized that I couldn't do it on my own. It wasn't translating into action. And I could have spent weeks, months, years even beating myself up about that lack of action, or I can recognize in myself that it's time to get some support and that I don't need to do this alone. And I think it's a common pitfall of wellness experts and practitioners, an expectation that you should already know how to do this, that you should already know how to get clients because you're qualified, you're ready to serve, you know what you're doing. Why can't you get clients? That expectation that you're putting on yourself is only going to lead to more and more frustration, because the truth is you haven't yet learned how to get clients. You haven't yet learned how to market yourself, or if you have and it's not working, then something needs to change. Something needs to be done differently. And if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting to get a different result, then you will feel even more frustrated, even more deflated, and in the worst case scenario, think that you're not cut out for this when I know that you are. So 5, if I were to ask you quite simply, and I don't want to say this for any reason other than to support you and to empower you, but if I were to ask you, what is your business model? What is your sales funnel? What is your customer journey? What is the difference between your marketing strategy and your sales strategy? Does your content have a clear call to action? Right? And as I'm asking you these questions, there might be a little flutter inside you that says, I'm caught out here. I don't know the answers to these. I'm never going to know the answers to these. This is not my area of expertise. Then it kind of comes full circle back to some of the other things that I've talked about in this episode, in that it's now an opportunity. And I remember not being able to answer these questions. I remember being in a panic when somebody asked me, a quite reasonable question of a business owner, Lauren, what's your business model? What do you sell and how do you sell it? And not being able to answer those questions, it is a sure sign that it's time to start investing in your business. And as far as investing in your qualifications and your expertise and those credible pieces, yes to lifelong learning, yes to continually getting better and better at your profession. But the only way that you're going to get clients, sustain those clients, deliver value to those clients, provide a transformation to those clients, and build a sustainable legacy for yourself is if you recognize that there's a gap between the knowledge you need to build a business and the knowledge that you currently have. And that is okay. When we okay being at the start of the journey or needing to learn more, then we can take action from a place of integrity and empowerment, that it's okay to not have that knowledge you're about to learn. And given that you're a lifelong learner, given that you're committed to building your toolkit and becoming better and better as a human being, as an expert, as a practitioner, then this should serve as a really nice, gentle and loving push in the direction of your dreams. It's time to start giving yourself permission to grow your business skills and to master the business side of things. I hope that you found this useful, and I hope that future episodes, as well as the whole archive of episodes on this podcast, are going to continue to help you to shape that business mastery that is ultimately going to enable you to change the lives of hundreds of thousands, or maybe even millions of people. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to catching you on the next episode of The Profitable Wellness Expert. See you soon, guys.